All right, we're gonna do friction finish. If anyone wants to see. All right. That was just a stick. Actually, let's move this. Can you move that, Carrie, around here? Because it's not. We're not gonna be throwing any. We're not gonna throw anything at you. It's hard to see through that. All right. So let's see what we got.
What is this gadget? What how's that attention?
So yeah, that's a good question. This is a. It's called a universal mandrel. It's we use it for all the project kits, and it's nice because we use a threaded insert. So we glue the threaded insert in, and then we use this, and it's safe and secure. You can sand without having it break or bend your threads. And it's made right here in the USA by those two guys. Yay!
Come in and wave, Dan.
No, he doesn't have to. So it's made by Stainless Bottle Stoppers in Pennsylvania. They sell them, we sell them. It's a great product. But the cool thing about it is there's different bushings for different projects. So this was made for a pizza handle, and this will line up right to the pizza handle bushing, or pizza handle size. So this is one of our top choice blanks. It's a Choya, turquoise and Choya,
These two vessels are
turquoise with Choya resin blank. And you can see it's a really cool like closed cell. A lot of Choya has really long open cells. This is really cool closed cell. So we sanded with 400 and 800, and that's kind of the finish you see here. So if anybody wants to touch it, you're welcome to. It's pretty smooth. I even like spot sanded a couple little scratches I saw, and that's where we're at. So that's where we're gonna pick up this friction finish. So I do it in 3 steps. The first step is, now this is after you've sanded. The first step is using sanding sealer. This is the Mylan sanding sealer. This is the one I use all the time. You can use any sanding sealer. If you have one at home, just use that. You don't have to have this one, but this one is great. And then I use an abrasive paste, and think of this like sandpaper. And then I use a finish. My friction finish is Mylan's high build friction finish, and I'll show you how I do that. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shake this up because it traveled here in the truck. And it's stuck. Ah, come on. There it goes. All right. And this stuff, I'm just gonna coat it. I'm not trying to like get it any certain way. I just want to coat it on here. And it'll actually look good just from this stuff. But all I'm doing is sealing the wood. Everything all right?
Yeah, I was just trying to clear out the things I could see it.
Oh, yeah. So I can get it all over the resin. That doesn't matter. But I really mostly want to get it in the wood because I'm just trying to seal the surface of the wood and any pores, any micro little bubbles. Because what that does is it breaks up the surface and it makes your surface look less shiny when you have little pinholes. So I'm gonna just rub that on. Now when I'm home in Arizona and it's 120 out and it's dry, this stuff dries in about 7 seconds. We're gonna give it a little longer here because it's humid here and not quite as hot, luckily. You can even turn on the lathe and let it spin. That's a good way to do it. But really, it doesn't matter what it looks like at this point because you're gonna sand all that off. You're essentially putting it on to remove it, and then all you're gonna do is fill any little micro holes that were there with that sanding sealer. So it's kind of a funny step because you put it on and take it off. So that's probably good. It feels good. And you can feel there's some rough spots now from where I just put that on. And then I'm gonna take an abrasive paste. This is, yeah, feel free. This is called Turner's abrasive paste. This is the one we have over here. It's similar to like Yorkshire grit. We use both. We sell both, and they're both great products. But think of this like sandpaper. This isn't a finish. It's literally an abrasive paste. So I'm just going to put a little on. That's more than enough. And I'm going to turn it on. And it's going to be similar to Yorkshire. I'm going to start around 500. And if you, I don't know if you guys will be able to hear, but you can kind of hear it'll sound scratchy, like. And as I go on, it'll kind of get quieter. And I'll slowly increase the speed as time goes on. And what it's doing is there's an abrasive in there. And it's just breaking down that abrasive on the surface. And that's what does the polishing. So as we speed it, it'll help break it down. So I'm up to about 1,000. That's where I'm going to stop. And I'm just going to go back and forth a few times. And I'm putting moderate pressure, nothing crazy.
We'll take care of that back.
Thank you. I'm gonna go back and forth.
Trying to wipe it all off. Looks like the cigarette.
Yep, you want to get it all off. So once I feel like I've rubbed it in enough to where it's done its job, I can turn it off. And you either want to get a clean towel or go to a clean side, and you want to rub it all off. And usually there's not a lot on there. Like you can see, there's hardly any showing because I've rubbed it into that cloth so much that it's broken down pretty good. So you see a little bit. That might have even come off the mandrel. Eric, can you approve us to go to the next step?
I would think so.
Okay, thank you. All right, Eric approves, so we're gonna move on. So I'm clean. I'll check it again on another clean spot and just make sure there's nothing. It's mostly gonna be on wood. So this is a hybrid wood and resin. It's not gonna stay on the resin very easily. It's mostly gonna be on the wood. But you can see we're clean. So that one we're done with. Now we're gonna do the Mylans. So anyone use Mylans friction finish?
So what's the difference between that Mylans and this?
Yeah, good question. So this is Mylans sanding sealer.
Okay.
So that's the one that's just filling the surface, any imperfections.
Good.
This is the actual finish. Now you could put that on and it would look like a finish because it would look like a lacquer finish. Like if you sprayed it, that's what it looked like. But then as soon as you sand it a little bit or polish it, it's gonna break down because it's super thin.
Is this a lacquer?
I don't know what it actually is. No, I think it's more like a lacquer. It doesn't, what?
It doesn't change and separate.
Not near as much. Now I do, when I use this a lot, like if I do a bowl, which I rarely do this on a bowl, but if I do, because then it's not food safe, I always break it in half with mineral spirits, and it really soaks in nice, but it doesn't feel as good as it does like what we're doing here. So usually I'll put one that'll soak in, then I'll put a second coat of the original that's thicker, so that way it doesn't penetrate it as much. But now we're good. So, yeah. This is how I do pens, and people come into the store almost every day, or at least every day we're open, and they go, oh, CA finish, and I'm like, nope, it's this. Because if you do this a couple of times, you can get a really high shine. And they call it high build, like on the, these are broken down into 6 or 4 ounces, but on the bottle it says high build friction finish, and you can build it. The trick is you don't want to layer it until it's ready. So I'll show you a couple tricks for that. The best trick though is waiting. So if you can do 1 coat today and 1 coat tomorrow, it's going to look way better. Jim, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
It's going to look way better than doing them real quick. So with a pen, if I was doing like a pen body, I would literally do that much at a time, and that's it. 1 drop, less is more. You can always do another one. Now this is much bigger, so I'm going to do a bigger drop, but still not a ton. And I'm going to just start, and I'm going to give it some pressure, and I just like to move it around. I got wood on the end that's exposed, so I'm going to just kind of go back and forth, and I'm just trying to create a little heat because the heat helps set it. So as I go, you see it start to shine in the even just spinning. We've got a little wood at the front here. Now what I don't want to do is I pushed on the mandrel, so I don't want to take that black and rub it on there because I can get some of that grease in there. So I'm going to make sure I don't move that. And I'm going to go back and forth. And I'm putting pressure for heat. I'm not trying to start a fire, but just keep it warm. And that'll really start to build it up. And I don't want to do it on a dry piece of paper towel. That's going to scratch it up. So only where your finish is. But here's 1 coat. Does it look shinier? Kind of insane. And it's really cool because it works great on even the hybrid. You can use the both factors. Because a lot of people are like, oh, I gotta polish my resin to 20,000, but not the wood. But you don't have to do any of that. So you can just flip this over. I'm not going to do the same spot because I don't want it to be sticky or dry. And I usually do this about 700, 800. I was a little low there. So this will get a little shinier now. Same thing. Not a lot, but a little bit. So build that heat, little pressure. Normally I move a lot, but this I move slower because now I'm building that friction heat to set that finish.
How much of your setup?
Hours are depending on the style you're going for and the size. From basically 17, 34,
Yep.
33 inch.
Yep.
Those are our B version.
Like the white
B version.
Scotch
So
Brite?
it's-
That's what I normally use. I just don't have any here. White Scotch Brite pads are 0. They're scratch free. Yeah, if you use the wrong one, you're gonna murder it. But, everyone sees it and they're like, "What are you doing?" But I learned it from a guy who makes crazy tables, and I'm like, "Are you scratching the surface?" And he's like, "No, it's a 0." But I mean, that looks pretty good, right? So yeah, you can use the scratch free. So here, I'll let you guys take a look. Ideally, you wouldn't want to necessarily touch it right away, but we're at a show here, so we got to touch it. But you guys can see it. So that's our top choice blank. That's the Mylands friction finish and sanding sealer. And then if you guys like the UM mandrel, it's called Universal Mandrel, they've got them right next door.
So versus B.
And you can make your bottle stoppers, bottle openers, keychains, pizza cutters. Every kitchen tool pretty much is in the UM system. Yeah. What do you think of the shine? Not bad, right?
Well, how many coats do you normally put on?
So normally I would do 1 or 2, and then if I can wait till the next day, I'll come back and I'll take it off and set it aside. I like to do 3 days if I have the time. If I don't, I'll do 1. But if I did 3 days, it would be like glass. It looks great. Yep.
Do y'all have that blank for sale?
So I don't. I've got them in pen blanks here.
I
Yeah.
saw the pin blank, but I knew that.
We have these on our website. It was just a matter
Yeah,
of
you do,
space.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got them in all the colors, including this one.
And
But
what
yeah.
color is that? The blue. What is?
It's Alumalite resin. It's in our blue turquoise
Okay.
color. But yeah, they're cast. Anybody else want to see it? But not a bad shine for so quick and easy. There's just those couple of tricks of less is more on the finish.
Yeah.
A lot of people will overdo it on the finish, and then they'll put it on and it'll get sticky and tacky. You gotta strip it all off, sand it away, and do it again, because if it's sticky and tacky, you can't get it off. You can't wipe it off. So always do less and build it up versus starting heavy and going backwards.
I mean, see, we are the manufacturer.
You see how much is on here.
You're looking at.
And like I said, I'd probably do another coat or two, especially on a kitchen implement. But I've got a Choya ice cream scoop that's been in our drawer for like 2 years, and it doesn't look much different than this. And it's banging around in the drawer, and people hand wash it. CA will get destroyed in a drawer. It'll crack, it'll get chipped. Yeah, way worse. Now I wouldn't use this for like anything in the shower, like a razor handle or something. That'll definitely get ruined, but so will everything. But kitchen, as long as you're washing it and drying it, it's going to be just fine. Yeah. So, I take the blade off. Yeah, usually I hand wash the blade and the scoops, but you can throw them in the dishwasher. They're totally fine. Don't ever throw that in the dishwasher. It'll come out looking way different and ugly. What do you think, Jim? Yeah, we just did a friction finish on it. Gives it a nice shine.
What size did that start out at? You know what I mean?
1.5.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to make a gear shift knob for my pickup,
Oh yeah.
and
You could probably use that, or even like our bottle stoppers
Yeah.
are shorter
Yeah.
and same width.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I got a couple of different ones. I'm getting a collection just so when I blow them up, I can.
Yeah.
Do something else.
Show everybody here. Sorry about that, guys. I always forget.
It took them a while to get a decent job.
Thanks, Mike. All right, we will be back in a little bit with Zach Higgins.
Okay.
Carrie, you want to say something to the crowd?
Are you still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Is everybody on?
Yeah, there's 22 people watching.
What's up, guys? Thanks for watching.
Jim, can I put you on?
Sure.
Jim Spalding, everyone. All right, let's walk around here. Carrie, careful, there's a thing there. Before we turn this off, I'll walk around and talk to some people here. This is Dan from Stainless. He makes the UM mandrel. What else do you guys make?
vessel rings.
Nice. All right. We got Revo, Michael, Jake. We got Mike Mahoney. He makes the bowl finish we sell. How you doing, Mike? Excellent battle last night.
Thank you.
What are these for? This reminds me of something. I can't think of it, but we are live. Can you tell us what it is?
Tortillas. That's how we make tortilla forms.
Oh, cool. All right, that's all, guys. We'll come back when Zach's on.